generator and buy diesel, they are okay. For some of us, to pass road, we will instead of that look for money to buy trailer cheap to overcome the bottle. But eventually, we now realize that as I used to discuss with my friends, we will get tired of personal success and be looking for collective success. Because if we get to a point, according to Abuja in the past, he said, what will happen if we don't train the children of the poor? Is that our own children will not be able to walk free in the society.
The Lagos regional manager further explained to the participants the effects of the encroachment of the right-of-way of power transmission lines, saying government authorities could demolish structures within those areas, aside the health dangers of living close to power transmission lines.
Most of this process, when you start a foundation and we come to the environment and say, please don't build here, you continue. By the time we register, find all those, send it to ministry, send it to everywhere. Maybe your own case will be number 1 million in the Ogun State. By the time they start treating it might get to 5-6 years, and you're already living in the house. And when they come for demolition, you say, no, I've been living in this house for the past 6 years. Is it not that they told me? This is the problem we have with that. So that is why we are appealing to you to sensitize your people, to always correct your people. Let them see reason. Yes, even you see what happened recently in Lagos. Surulere to be specific. You know how to congested that place. They bulldoze from our station at Surulere to the express. You will see, we pay back, pulling that 3-story building. But will you believe it? Less than 1 year, some people have started again. You go there to advise them they attack you. We don't have any other thing to do, not to register and start processing again.
Engineer Jiboy also addressed participant concerns on farming near power transmission lines.
We do this for economic trade, provided it doesn't threaten our life. We don't want order to kill everybody. You can do farming that will be very low under it. It even helps us because when we go to the community, they tell us more about our life. When we have any question, I remember we have one problem at Jacob area. The line keep on having problems with. When we were patrolling those people doing those one up and I called us on, this is where we used to hear that and every night. And that is what we expect from you. Because when we patrol, anytime you see us going, there is a problem. That's people. If you are hearing any abnormal sign of parking in the night or during the day, you get one. The light is off because the line has been. We will restore it. Sometimes it's day, it's cheaper. But when we are checking it, if you notice, just call our attention to it at least.
The TCN official further lauded the members of the Iwekoro community for giving the company the required support. He also gave them a contact they can use to reach out to him on developments about power transmission line in Iwekoro town.
We will not stop here. Now that two people you are taking us as part of you, we are family. We will please, before you go, we will display our number. Mine, the man directly here, you can reach to us. I told you, if we have a long list of your number, and destroy it and put all your names and put this location. So if you think you cannot call me, just flash me. I will respond by calling you back, sir, or back, because I know you have important information to pass to me. This is one standing here. It's more than $1 million. After vandalization, see what?
For us now to repair this one, we are talking in the range of close to 1 million. Or more. We have to remove. It's different from virgin. You understand what I mean? If you reconstruction is worse than you are going to a virgin land to do something. And if we now have 4, 5 of this, how many millions have we set up back?
After this break, a special report on protecting transmission lines and towers continues. Please hang on.
Oh my God, what caused this fire? Eh? God help us. Assuming this thing happened in the night, nobody from this building would have come out alive.
Madam, this is why we have warned landlords not to erect structures under the high voltage lines. If this high voltage line fell on the ground, nothing would have happened. But because this structure has been wrongly erected and the high voltage line fell on it, that is why whatever has happened has happened. We advise landlords to always consult the Transmission Company of Nigeria on their safety compliance on the right of way, so that something like this does not happen again.
Oga, we are talking of burnt house and you are talking of right of way. What is right of way and safety compliance?
Safety compliance simply means before erecting any structure around any electricity tower or line, there are safety distances you must adhere to. These safety distances are 25 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 330 kV, 15 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 132 kV, and 7.5 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 33/11 kV. These stipulated safety distance instructions are what we call right of way. If these simple, basic safety distances are adhered to, trust me, there will be less loss of property and lives resulting from cut transmission lines.
Visit Transmission Company of Nigeria office nearest to you for your safety regulations before erecting structures. Let us save lives and properties and build a stronger Nigeria. This message is from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
A Radio Nigeria correspondent, Wale Oluokun, harped on the increase in communication by TCN with more community residents across the host area of power transmission lines and substations nationwide as part of increasing surveillance.
While we understand the sensitivity and importance of the transmission to the national generation in Nigeria, I believe that by now, due to this issue of sabotage, there is need for us to find a multi-dimensional approach solution to this. When you have the social media approach, where they can even take a picture, where they can even tell you certain things from that community, where you can say, okay, from social community, this is what they have observed. And you also can be monitoring, giving them questions from people living at social village, hope all is well. You can be monitoring your impacts from possibly a kilometer or meters from each other. That stage is what the transmission company can also add, monitoring these facilities. While we are talking about sophistication and modern, solutions to problem, this is a modern day problem, sabotage. Some of them don't know even the reason why they are damaging this property. So if you also deploy this communication approach, social media approach, it can also help. So but before somebody will even report, call you, and those people will disperse, they can have pictorial what is happening, even if they are departed the place.
The chairman of Iwekoro local government area of Ogun State, Chief Olabode Sukomi, appreciated the Transmission Company of Nigeria for the sensitization program. He also added his voice to educate the participants on the protection of the 132 kV transmission line in Iwekoro town. The Assistant General Manager, Papalanto Sub-Region of TCN, Engineer Adio Nikbekun Adeshina, who spoke in Yoruba, thanked the participants for their time at the highly interactive meeting. Engineer Adeshina also noted that with the knowledge they have had, the residents will be safe around power transmission lines, while TCN is assured that the lines will receive more protection from the host communities.
You have heard from TCN officials about the power transmission lines, towers and substations and what you can do to safeguard them so TCN can always serve you better. We promise to continue in bringing you more informative reports. This is the much we can bring to you in this edition of the Power Circuit. ECOWAS has launched a rural electricity access scheme in Nigeria. TCN completes preventive maintenance for the Lekki transmission substation and its associated line. We also brought to you a special report on a town hall sensitization meeting tagged "The Importance of Transmission Towers in the Development of a Nation" at Itori Town in Ogun State. It was to strengthen TCN partnership with community members to safeguard power transmission facilities. We have got you covered, as you can find all episodes of the Power Circuit on the TCN YouTube channel. There are also more platforms that you can visit for further inquiries about TCN. I am Amara Agugoisi. Thanks for watching.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you.
Fires of our soul. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story. And the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
It's a ceremonial energy that can only have come from Africa.
Yes.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
The need to improve the quality and quantity of goods and services available for consumption in Nigeria is critical in increasing total wealth and improving our well-being.
The National Productivity Center has the mandate to impact productivity consciousness in all sectors of the Nigerian economy, as well as build skills and competences for the enhancement of national and international competitiveness.
Productivity is teamwork. Let us join hands together to make Nigeria a productive and prosperous nation.
National Productivity Center, promoting productivity in our nation.
Making money from referral opportunities, training classes, consulting opportunities, dealership opportunities, design opportunities, manufacturing opportunities, investment opportunities. The list is definitely not exhaustible. To create wealth, you must make investment that will create dependable streams of income flows, independent of your main source of income. The time to act is now. Begin implementing this practice, and before you know it, within months, you can be enjoying the benefits and the financial security and freedom that comes from having multiple streams of income.
NTA. You can. You can.
Good evening and welcome to another hour and a half of news making the rounds across the country, served with the extra touch of fine details. Tonight, Nigeria to unearth her wealth of limitless potential as the federal government approves mining value chain regulatory policy. Bridges to progress. We have project updates and views from communities around the second Niger Bridge as well as the local Oweta Bridge. From the Senate, the focus was on the nation's security challenges and a mild drama as well. On health, Nigeria determined not to entertain any monkey business in the containment of monkeypox. In Lagos, the rush for PVC moving faster than entertainment DVDs, while in sports, Toby Amosan and Team Nigeria inspired for even better show at World Athletics Championship in Birmingham. Sports Minister Sunday Dare dares to dream about more gold medals. It is a loaded package, but don't take my word for it. After all, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I am Fatima Omar Buba, and this is News Extra. I welcome you all. Don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. We have given security agencies enough assistance, especially in the appropriation of funds to tackle insecurity. Therefore, we expect more from them. This is coming from the Senate as it spent 2 hours behind closed doors deliberating on the issue of insecurity. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Plenary reconvened with the mood of the nation in perspective. Insecurity changed the arrangement of Senate order paper for Wednesday. And so, the Senate discussed national security, but behind closed doors. 2 hours later, the doors were opened, but the minority party staged a walkout.
Very marathon closed session that we had today. We have to be alert and alive to our responsibility, particularly to secure and protect the lives and property of our citizens. The security situation has been a very difficult and challenging one.
The National Assembly has done enough for the security agencies to be able to ensure the safety of Nigerians across the country. President of the Senate continued.
And even supplementary budget of 2022, where over 900 billion was given as an additional funding to our security agencies. We know that that may not be enough, but that is important, that is significant, and we expect our security agencies to do far better than they are doing at the moment.
The insecurity of the Naira also resonated on the floor as the Senate resolved to invite the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria over what he described as the free fall of the naira to the dollar and other foreign currencies.
To call on the Central Bank of Nigeria to urgently intervene to stop the rapid decline in the value of the naira vis-a-vis the dollar and other international currencies. The naira will continue to depreciate until we start manufacturing.
Senators acknowledged the historic achievement of Nigerian athlete Tobi Toba Amusan at the World Athletics Championship and urged the federal government to honor her with a national award. The All Progressives Congress has appointed Senator Ibrahim Gobir from Sokoto State as the majority leader of the Senate. He replaces Senator Yahaya Abdullahi, who defected to the People's Democratic Party. Senate has adjourned to Tuesday, the 20th of September 2022 for its annual recess. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The Federal Executive Council has approved a draft medium-term expenditure framework for 2023 to 2025. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed announced this while briefing journalists after the weekly meeting of the council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. The size of the Nigerian economy, she says, is projected to rise up to between 225.5 trillion naira to 280.7 trillion naira during the period, thereby making the country retain its position as the largest economy in Africa. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
A requirement of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, the medium-term expenditure framework describes Nigeria's socio-economic development objectives and priorities for the next 3 years. This draft document, as the Minister of Finance explained, is prepared against the backdrop of the low global economic growth and global high inflation amidst the lingering challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic, the consequences of the war in Ukraine, as well as the domestic economic and security concerns.
Assumptions that we made for 2023 to 2025 is that crude oil price will be at $70 per barrel for 2023 and $66 per barrel for 2024 and $62 per barrel for 2025. Crude oil production, we projected to be 1.69 million barrels per day for 2023, 1.813 million barrels per day for both 2024 as well as 2025. We had reported to Council that the Nigerian economy still sustained its growth, 5 consecutive quarters. Last quarter reported 3.11%, that is Q1 of 2022, with most sectors showing positive growth. We also projected that the nominal GDP, that is the size of the Nigerian economy, will rise up to 225.5 trillion naira, with 95% of this contribution by the non-oil sector, while the oil sector will be contributing only 5%. And then some steady increase from 2024 to 2025 to reach up to 280.7 trillion in 2025.
However, like most economies, the Nigerian economy, she said, is physically constrained due to exposure to risks associated with the global market, including heightened inflation. On the performance of the 2022 budget up to April this year, the Council was informed that oil production performed at projected at $103 per barrel as against the $73 per barrel.
However, the higher oil price is offset by lower oil output as at April, which has stood at 1.3 million barrels per day. NNPC attributes this low oil production to the high incidence of crude oil theft as well as pipeline vandalization. We reported to Council that gross oil revenues that have accrued January to April is 1.23 trillion, compared to the prorated target for the period of 3.12 trillion. This represents just a mere 39%. That is for oil and gas revenue. On the other hand, non-oil taxes reported a performance of 92.6% as at April, compared to the budget target.
Observations and suggestions were made by council members on prevailing challenges and the best way forward, which will now be reviewed and incorporated in the draft document to be forwarded to the National Assembly for consideration. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Determined to derive maximum benefits from the abundant mineral resources potentials in the country, the Nigerian Mining Value Chain Regulations Policy has been approved by the federal government. Approval has also been granted Nigeria Air, the national air carrier, to lease aircraft for immediate commencement of operations. State House correspondent Adam Sambo again reports.
7 memoranda from ministries, departments and agencies were considered and approved during the council meeting, which lasted more than 5 hours. The one on the Nigerian Mining Value Chain Regulation, presented by the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, is aimed at discouraging the exportation of raw materials from Nigeria so that the country gets maximum benefits from the economic resource potentials.
Whatever you mine, even if you are unable as the miner to process, we're inviting investors, we're having people who will build processing plants. This government of President Buhari, post-COVID, granted some funds, and this funds is being used as demonstration project for this mineral processing policy. In Bauchi State, for instance, we are building a processing plant for kaolin. We have a lot of kaolin around Bauchi. We have a similar thing in Ebonyi State, where we have done a lead processing plant. We are doing a barite processing plant in Cross River State. We have a gold processing plant in Kogi, in Ibadan. It's the gemstones market, where we will add value to the gemstones that we find in Nigeria before they are exported.
A gold souk, he said, is under construction in Kano for the Northwest Zone towards processing gold for jewelry making.
The golds that's mined locally in Nigeria will be processed in the Kano Gold Souk.
On his part, Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika has been given the go-ahead to ensure that aircrafts are leased to Nigeria Air to enable the national carrier hit the skies.
We are starting with 3 aircraft for the first instance to do the runs, and then we progress. As to the make and type, most of them are either Airbus or they are Boeing, especially for the intercontinental and international flights. And this will start as domestic airline and then would of course grow to become regional and international, also intercontinental.
Meanwhile, 1.5 million euros has been approved for the deployment of critical investigation tool by the Accident Investigation Bureau towards recording happenings in flight operations and related incidents. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed announced the Council's approval of 16 billion naira for the completion of Kano-Katsina Highway project awarded in 2019.
The final memo which I'm presenting on behalf of the Attorney General is the one which the Council approved for the NDLA to purchase some 32 operational vehicles to enhance their operation. I'm sure we've all noticed that there has been an improved performance on the part of NDLA in the last couple of months.
821.6 million naira is to be expended on the procurement in line with the local content policy of the federal government. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has also secured the approval to implement the standard operating procedure for asylum seekers from Cameroon.
Every day, because of the proximity of Cameroon to Nigeria, we've witnessed an influx of refugees, seeking asylum. And of course, under international regulations, there are certain procedures you must take to ensure that those who claim to be asylum seekers are actually not, insurgents, themselves that have come to destabilize Nigeria, or people who come and be launching attack against their own country from the comfort of Nigeria.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed used the opportunity to react to the growing public concern over insecurity, stating emphatically that the Buhari presidency will not shirk its responsibility in effectively securing Nigeria and protecting lives and property. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Adamu. And meanwhile, the presidency has reacted to the performative and babyish antics of those senators staging a walkout, notwithstanding the Senate President Ahmed Lawan's refusal on Wednesday to entertain the ridiculous motion to impeach the president was quite appropriate and correct. Rather than making a mockery out of voters by trying to imitate what they see in America, the opposition would be well advised that their time would be better spent tackling the pressing issues Nigerians face, such as the current global cost of living crisis. Their continued failure to do so goes some way to explaining why they remain in position. In contrast, the Buhari administration is committed to finding lasting solutions to the emerging security threats, including those left behind by the PDP in the South-South, the Northeast, and throughout the Federation. In the last 24 hours, 2 more Chibok girls were freed in addition to the 3 brought home last week. These kinds of headlines, grabbing stunts for which the opposition is now well known, serve no one. List asked of all their constituents. We would respectfully remind them that it is those same constituents that they were elected to serve and are paid to do so with public money. We would welcome their collaboration in our efforts to solve the problems of Nigerians, or the problems Nigerians face on a daily basis. No one is asking them to waste their time attempting to impeach a democratically elected president at the end of this second term, certainly not their constituents. They should ask themselves, do they want to be in government or do they want to be in the headlines? If they want to be in government, they should start acting like it and stop undermining Nigerian voters. And let's head to National Assembly again, where the allegation of poor performance on the part of the National Malaria Elimination Program is said to be the reason for the exclusion of Nigeria from countries benefiting from the malaria vaccine rollout being implemented by the World Health Organization. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution to unravel the truth about this and other allegations. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
In passing the resolution, House members expressed concern that the Office of the Inspector General for Global Fund rated as low the performance of the National Malaria Elimination Program. This has put the country at risk of losing the grants from the Global Fund, aside its exclusion from the malaria vaccine rollout.
NNEP has fallen from a grade known as B1 to B2 rating within 6 months. Considering that Nigeria is one of the biggest beneficiaries of the Global Fund grant, with a value of $412 million, the country is at risk of losing the grant and other partnership opportunities as a result of poor absorption, poor performance, and lack of domestic resource mobilization.
Other motions adopted include the need to redeploy troops to tackle insecurity as moved by Abubakar Fulata, and the need to address looming food shortage as raised by Rimandi Shaulu.
Since the withdrawal of these security personnel from those splash points, the spate of bandit attacks has resumed in full force and has become a daily occurrence within the Western Federal constituency.
Many farming communities have abandoned their farms and are seeking refuge in urban centers and internally displaced persons camps.
Plenary featured the second reading of 6 bills, among them bill to make compulsory teachings on preventive measures pertaining sexual and gender-based violence from Julius Ihonveri, and the bill to establish Federal Polytechnic Sabon Birni, Sokoto State, sponsored by Mohammed Bargaja. 20 bills were considered and passed, including bill to establish Chartered Institute of Computer Forensics. Meanwhile, Representative Shegun Odebumi has laid a petition urging the House to intervene on the payment of compensation to victims of police brutality as ordered by the court. Plenary has been adjourned to 20th September 2022. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigeria Governors Forum is leveraging on economic interventions to cushion the effects of Ukraine-Russia war on global production profile and trade relations. This and other critical measures were part of resolutions issued at the forum's 5th teleconference for the year 2022. Abakar Akwanga reports.
As response to fallouts of Ukraine-Russian war with fear of food shortage, rise on inflation rates and nutrition crisis, including impact on petrol subsidy and the new NNPC transition, governors are working out modalities with priority to Naira stabilization. NGF received presentation from Ministries of Agriculture and Rural Development, Finance, Budget and National Planning with World Bank funding of $500 million livestock productivity and resilience support project under a 6-year implementation period and draft of 2023 and 2025 medium-term expenditure framework. Ease of doing business under the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms Program was presented to the forum under a 3-year performance-based intervention jointly designed by the World Bank Technical Team and the PABEC Secretariat as successor to State Financial Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program. On health, primary health care development agencies engaging key players with support from Bill Gates and Aliko Dangote to strengthen commitment on the implementation of primary health care under one roof and revamping PACs under Global Fund support. On the reintroduction of the National Water Resources Bill, governors argued that the bill should be properly fine-tuned to accommodate the concern of all states in the Federation. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission will continue to deepen the use of technology in the electoral processes for free, fair and credible polls. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, said this during an assessment visit on the continuous voter registration exercise in Kano. Mohammed Ali reports.
The 1st July 2022 is the deadline for the ongoing continuous voter registration after several extensions by the electoral umpire INEC. Prospective registrants are still yearning to get registered before the time lapses, with so many trooping to the headquarters of INEC Kano. This is Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, who steers the affairs of INEC, exchanging banters with the prospective registrants.
Who said that he doesn't know me? Yes, sir. I don't know you. You don't know me? I don't know you. Yes. Have you voted before in an election? Not because you have had no card. That's why you don't know me. I vote, but it's not here. Okay, my name is Mahmoud Yakubu. Do you know me now? Yes, sir. Thank you.
He is in Kano to assess the ongoing voter registration and the readiness of the Commission staff for the 2023 general elections. At a briefing with the media, the chairman stressed the need for Nigerians to get registered as it is the only way to exercise their franchise.
The 2023 general elections will not only be free, fair and credible, but it will be one in which the votes cast by Nigerians will truly continue to count. We have seen the trajectory from recent elections, and to continue to assure Nigerians that INEC is not a political party. We have no candidate in any election. Our commitment is to uphold the integrity of the ballot.
On the likelihood of further extension of the continuous voter registration exercise, the chairman explains.
Well, today is Tuesday or Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. So we still have a few days to the end of the registration exercise. So let's wait until very close to the deadline.
He enjoined the media to assist the Commission in countering fake news during and after the 2023 general elections. Muhammad Ali, NTA News.
And let's head to Lagos now, where more eligible voters are thronging the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission and registration centers in Lagos to register for permanent voter cards to guarantee their participation in the 2023 general elections. Abolade Salami reports that though the process in many of the centers visited was seamless, impatience on the part of some prospective voters caused delays, which resulted to an unwarranted queues.
INEC offices across the country in recent time have become host to millions of prospective voters who have decided not to be left out in the 2023 electioneering process through the ballots. The mammoth crowd that daily besiege registration points are either to register as new voters or make requests for transfer of voter cards before the deadline of registration announced by INEC.
It's not stressful and it's not something that you come and spend the whole day. I think it's well organized and they are working fine.
Because I missed the other deadline. When I heard it was extended, I felt like it was an opportunity to come get it done once and for all because I really want to vote this time around. I'm here and I got it done.
While the number keep increasing across the registration centers in the state, the umpire says efforts are being intensified to bring on board prospective voters within the time frame, as adequate logistics are deployed to areas with higher concentration.
So far in Lagos State, we have registered about 500,936. Just for this quarter that started in April this year, April, May, June, July, as at Monday this week. And we have about 6 machines at the end of this year. 4 there, 2 down here. So apparently they are broken.
To make the process more seamless and faster, the umpires appealed to all eligible voters to exercise patience and follow instructions. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
74-kilometer Nasarawa local road nears completion, just as federal government receives pats on the back on seaport's concession. Details of these and more when News Extra returns. Please stay.
Get a Glow SIM today and enjoy 1,000 Naira sign-on bonus for voice and data. All new and existing Glow subscribers also get 10 times the value of their every recharge, plus up to double their data recharge as bonus. All Glow subscribers also get up to free 20,000 Naira bonus for voice and data.
Nothing should divide us. Nothing can divide us. And absolutely nothing will divide us. In our togetherness lies our strength. Our diverse nature beautifies us. Yes, we may not agree socially, politically, and culturally. Not even our ideological, religious, or ethnic differences should lead to bloodshed. Let us draw a leaf from the painful reality of our recent history and give dialogue and negotiation a chance. Let us support our gallant men and women of the armed forces, symbol of our national unity. One people we are, have been, and always will be. Nigeria is my country, your country, our country. Let us keep her together in peace and unity.
Have you been disconnected because you didn't link your national identification number to your MTN number? Don't worry. If you already have your NIN, here are 5 easy ways to reconnect. 1. Dial *785#. 2. Text your NIN to 785. 3. Use WhatsApp to chat with Ziggy. 4. Use the My MTN NG app. 5. Visit mtn.ng/NIN. Whatever method you choose, make sure you get a confirmation message. If you don't have an NIN, simply visit www.mtn.ng to book an appointment, or just walk into an MTN store or NIMC center near you. What are we doing today?
Fighter from Niger, 60 years of comfort. Quality is fighter, Quality is fighter, fighter from for sure. It's fighter, Thank you for the joy, memories of comfort.
Vitafoam is proudly Nigerian and constantly support Nigerians with consistent quality product for comfort and well-being. With Vitafoam, you don't just sleep. We give you the comfort that gets you recharged. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Strength was so warm, the meal so great and so healthy. You know we've got so with Irish Rico, Nigeria, 100% natural tomato paste.
Times 10. Get a Glow SIM today and enjoy 1,000 Naira sign-on bonus for voice and data. All new and existing Glow subscribers also get 10 times the value of their every recharge, plus up to double their data recharge as bonus. All Glow subscribers also get up to free 20,000 Naira bonus for voice and data.
Ooh, this food is delicious. Can I have my bitters now? Okay. What is this? Is this my bottle of bitters?
Yes. Any problem?
Any problem? No. I'm not going to take this. I want my yo-yo bitters now.
Darling, but bitters is bitters.
Look. Let me tell you. Yo-yo bitters is bitters. It is unique in formulation and effective in action. So take this funny stuff away and get me my yo-yo bitters now.
Yo-Yo Bitters is naturally enriched with ingredients that flushes out the body impurities, tackles waist pain, and resolves constipation. It is also fortified with vitamins. Yo-Yo Bitters boosts your body immunity against diseases and free radicals.
Because it is different in formula and action, I don't accept substitute.
Yo-Yo Bitters, but clean inside out.
Accidental Journalist in Nigeria's Political and Economic History, a book written by NTA's veteran and quintessential journalist Cordelia Okwama, is scheduled for public presentation on Thursday, the 28th of July 2022 at the National Press Center, Radio House, Abuja by 2 p.m. The 241-page book is an autobiography which chronicles her life of over 3 decades as a journalist in NTA. Chairman of the occasion is Engineer Charles Odita, former Group Managing Director of Midwestern Oil and Gas Company, while the father of the day is Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, Governor of Delta State, and mother of the day, Dickness Nkechi Ikpeazu, wife of the Abia State Governor. Book reviewer is former Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Nuhu Yakub, while chief guest of honor is the Acting Director General of NTA, Malam Abdulhamid Saliu Dembos. Signed, Sir Ken Nonso Nwolu, Chief Host, Announcer.
Welcome back. Let's begin with sports now. The 22nd edition of Commonwealth Games are billed to begin in Birmingham Thursday, and Kanem Abdike reviews Nigeria's participation at the Games in history and the expectations this time around.
Nigeria has competed at 14 Commonwealth Games from 1950, missing out on 4 occasions in 1962, 1978 in protest at New Zealand's sporting policies towards South Africa during apartheid, 1986 and 1998 due to suspension. Nigeria has won at least 1 medal at every Games attended, including a high of 37 in 1994. The first medal in 1950 was won by Joshua Majekundumi in the high jump. So far in the series, the nation has raked in a total of 236 medals, comprising 70 gold, 75 silver, and 91 bronze.
We are in a buoyant mode. Everybody is still celebrating the feat of Toby Amosu and the Roman. So that should give us some sort of confidence that we can even do more, we can achieve more.
Scheduled to make her 15th appearance at the Games, this time in Birmingham, July 28 to August 8, 2022, Nigeria's contingent, numbering 93, made up of 41 men and 52 women, will compete in 9 sports, including athletics, wrestling, boxing, karate, and table tennis. Others are weightlifting, para-athletics, para-powerlifting, and para-table tennis.
Now we are honored to be the athlete representing the country at the Commonwealth Games, and we know we'll do our best, and we'll come back with the best position, the best of the medals.
Our hopes are high on the competition, and we are aiming for the gold. So we believe in our works and trainings. So we are going to exhibit the best of ourselves.
The Commonwealth Games is indeed a familiar terrain for Team Nigeria, and with some of our star athletes currently in top form, podium finishes in Birmingham are highly anticipated. In Abuja, I am Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
Well, we wish Nigeria all the best at the competition. And to talk more on Team Nigeria there at Commonwealth Game, whether they're getting ready or how the mood is like, then let's talk to our Honorable Minister. We have the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dari, right with us via Zoom. It's good to have you on News Extra.
Thank you so much, NTA. Glad to be here.
Okay, so can you tell us, let's begin with how the mood is like in Team Nigeria camp ahead of the games, which will begin tomorrow.
Well, the mood is very upbeat. This afternoon, we had our official reception by the Commonwealth organizers at one of the villages. There are 3 different villages where our athletes are camped. And this reception held this afternoon alongside several other countries. The mood is upbeat. We have more than half of our athletes already in different camps. Others are expected to arrive late tonight and sometime tomorrow. I think that there's a bit of fillip that has been gained from the success from Oregon, and that success has affected the mood of other athletes here. So they are fit and ready and very expectant.
Okay, from what you've said is that our morale is high there. We wish them all the best. But of course, from the report we've just seen, Nigeria is, this is not the first time. Nigeria is also familiar with, Commonwealth Games and the terrain there. So is the team likely to surpass past records in Birmingham, considering the 9 sports they will compete in?
Well, that's the expectation. We expect that the team will perform at its optimum, and of course surpass the previous performance in 2018. That's the expectation. We settled for 9 sports because we decided that it's important to leverage on the key areas where we have a lot of strength, a lot of scientific analysis, a lot of benchmarking, a lot of work went into deciding the key 9 sports in which we're going to compete. And that's what most countries are doing. Gone are the days in which you come for 21 or 30 sports and only 6 or 5 of them really give you the medals that you need. We did an investigation. We looked at what we've done over the years in all of our appearances, about 14 appearances, and we benchmarked and came down with about 9 or 10. So we expect that we'll surpass what we've done before. That's my expectation. That's the expectation of Nigerians, I'm sure. But also the athletes know that, of course, the expectation is very high back home. And like I said, they're fit and ready, bearing any injuries. They're all going to go out there and compete. And they know that podium performance is the ultimate and was expected of them.
And here back home, we wish them all the best. And thank you so much, Minister of Youth and Sports there, Sunday Dari, for coming on News Extra to tell us more about how Nigerians are prepared over there.
Thank you
wish
very
them
much.
all the best. Thank you. Moving on now, the National Assembly has assured the organized labor that it will act fast on a formal letter of complaint submitted to it over the 5-month strike by university staff unions. The letter was submitted at the end of the 2-day solidarity protest towards ensuring university students and workers were back to school. Emmanuel Ayimiru reports.
The last day of national protest in solidarity with striking university workers took off from the Unity Fountain in Abuja and terminated at the National Assembly with the hope that the process of resolving the impasse would be fast-tracked by both government and the 4 unions and the public universities.
So everything has been well documented, and therefore we hope we have delivered this message on your behalf.
The representative of the leadership of the National Assembly are optimistic that a quick action will be taken to end the strike.
We are with you. I confirm the receipt of this letter from the NLC in respect of your struggle. The Senate is here with you today. What we agreed to do is that as soon as possible, we are going to make sure this chamber bring in
the Ministers of Education, the Ministers of Labor, the NLC, the TUC, all your demands are treated as a one group.
Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
The ongoing ASU strike has since assumed a worrisome dimension to a point that there is a presidential directive for its resolution while the industrial action drags on. There are insinuations in some quarters suggesting mass exodus of students from public universities to private institutions. How true is this? Hingino John Adams gives us the answer.
It has been more than 5 months into the strike embarked upon by university lecturers. Students of affected institutions are wishing that they have other options.
A 4 years course now is going to turn into like 5 years course, 6 years course. You get what I'm saying? So if they are given any opportunity, any slight opportunity, any student seeks now, they want to take it.
No doubt, most, if not all, the affected students will not choose to remain in public universities, especially when they see their counterparts in private institutions progressing academically and graduating as at when due. There are stories of some abandoning public universities to private. But is there really an influx?
If you check the number of private universities, go and check the capacity, the enrollment capacity. The private universities cannot take 5% of admission seekers in Nigeria. How many people can afford to go to private universities in Nigeria? The cheapest that you are going to have, the cheapest that you will have per course, probably for art classes, humanity classes, maybe you are going to have something like 400,000 naira, 450,000 naira.
There has always been a private institution before they got into federal. It tells you something about their economic situation. So if some people are migrating, it will just be a very small fraction.
It's partly true, but even that is not even the motivation, because not everybody can afford, the private university.
The strike has lingered.
I'm very sure psychologically, socially, emotionally, these students will be very unstable.
As calls for ending the strike continue to become louder, the students, who are obviously helpless in this situation, are hoping that all parties involved will come to a compromise. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
We hope so. Hingino. Now, Mariam Abacha American University Kano matriculates more than 1,000 students for 2022 academic session and urges them to take advantage of the internationalization policy of the university for global recognition. Abdullahi Mustafa reports that messages of hope and excitement dominated the maiden edition of the matriculation ceremony, attended by members of the academia from within and outside the country.
All the prohibitions of the Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria, Kano.
There are over 1,000 students who are enrolled in the universities for faculties of computer science, health sciences, nursing, as well as social and management sciences. The Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria is the first bilingual university in the country with English and French as official languages of studies. For students and their parents, this is a golden opportunity brought to their doorstep. They also see it as a privilege to be part of the historic takeoff of the institution, which they described as a center of academic excellence.
I know I'm going to get the best quality education here. I now see the need to have a free flow of academic calendar uninterruptedly.
It's so happy, and the structure and everything about the school is impressive. I'm so happy to be in this school. I'm so happy to be matriculating today. I'm so happy.
Kano State Deputy Governor Nasir Yusuf Gawuna and other speakers urged the students to be disciplined and take advantage of opportunities Mariam Abacha American University offer in realizing their individual dreams.
I've seen for myself, and there is a testimony from the NUC that there is no single university that has matriculated the number of students that have been done to date.
This university has set a record, and when you set a record, you will have to work very hard to keep that record. I'm sure some universities will now be angling to upset that record of starting with this large number.
A brainchild of a philanthropic scholar, Professor Adamu Abubakar Warzo, Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria, provides ideal environment for intellectual pursuit in sciences, medicine, and humanities.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, you have to work hard. You have to be innovative. And like I'm always telling you, if you are Mariam Abacha to buy certificate, it means you are wasting your time.
At Mariam Abacha American University of Nigeria, Kano, we take pride in training students in academic work. We are focused on the character development of our students.
In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Greater cooperation among universities along the Lake Chad Basin is in the offing, and advocates believe this is a major step towards tackling developmental challenges in the region. This was the major talking point as a delegation from the Republic of Niger visited management of the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. Ekene Ndulwe has that.
Insurgency, effects of climate change and economic downturn are some of the issues ravaging communities along the Lake Chad Basin. The Nigerian delegation is here in Nigeria to give life to a new partnership among universities in the region under the Vice Chancellor's Forum of Lake Chad Universities. This arrangement will see researchers from 10 universities in the region engaged in various programs to provide solutions to problems affecting the Lake Chad Basin.
Seeing an MOU tomorrow on program of PhD student and masters who will study on problem of desertification, climate change, and insecurity to help all the community in the Lake Chad Basin.
For the management of NTA, peace is essential for growth of any society, and the authority is willing to cooperate with the visitors in this project.
The ceremony for the signing of the MOU or bilateral agreement, the NTA will be there, and we'll give it all the necessary publicity that it deserves.
7 universities from Nigeria, 1 each from Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, are involved in the program, and all is now set for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
West African Ceramics Limited has reassured its customers in Nigeria and abroad of high-quality designs. Managing Director of the company, Penchala Bhaskar Rao, says it is adopting the use of the best international technology, professional manpower, materials for effective service delivery. Adebola Brixlin Sunday reports that the assurance to esteemed customers was given at the ongoing Africa International Housing Show in Abuja.
Their brand of ceramic tiles, sanitary wares, marbles and granites, as well as roofing tiles, are unique cutting-edge products aimed at turning dream homes to reality. Royal Ceramics, one of the exhibitors in the housing show, is here to showcase some of its products as Nigeria's foremost brand of ceramics. The introduction of Royal roofing tiles and light gauge roofing steel to the Nigerian markets, first of its kind in Africa, is aimed at curbing deforestation with 100% locally sourced materials in line with the federal government's local content policy. The policy is to encourage climate-smart houses that can help in tackling climate change.
Rust proof, it can stay 50 years without any problems. We want to give the roof tile with the structure, and also inside we are giving the marbles for your kitchen platform, and we are giving the tiles for your bathrooms, setups and bedrooms. So complete house we want to give the tiles, and also we are the producer of the adhesive grouts also we are producing to make this one. In the future we want to develop the skill development also.
Indian High Commission Commissioner to Nigeria, was also at the housing show.
We are one of the largest employers after the Nigerian government. So I am very happy that this kind of cooperation on the economic front, along with other political situation also, we are having good relationship with Nigeria, and we certainly will work towards further strengthening of these relations between our two countries.
The West African Ceramic Limited, which is rated one of the largest manufacturers of ceramics in the West African sub-region, has been operating in Nigeria for about 27 years. Adebola Brookslyn, NTA News.
Let's talk about infrastructural development now. The near completion of the more than 74-kilometer Nasarawa local road, as well as the completion of the local Onitsha bridge across River Benue by the federal government, is attracting positive reactions from the host communities and travelers. This is because it has exposed the area to economic development through ease of doing business with reduced travel time. Ben Metu visited the projects and files in this report.
Ordered in 2011 with an initial completion period of 48 months, the contract for the construction of the bridge has since been completed sometime last year, crossing over River Benue, thereby linking Nasarawa State with its neighbor. With the current speed of work, businesses are springing up in the surrounding communities as motorists attest to how it has eased movement between the south, east, north, central and the Federal Capital Territory. To residents of communities along this route, opening the road did not only link them to the rest of the world, it has also reduced insecurity.
This construction road has helped a lot because the first year that I come here, this place was very bushy. There's a lot of kidnapping whatsoever in this place, but when this road has been constructed, we found now, like this, people in this village will find peace.
There is many accidents, is causes on the road. Before you reach Nazareth, it take many hours. But now, you can take 10 minutes. So we appreciate federal government.
The first time, like 7 hours. Because from Abuja to Tuko. But now, it's not like that. Anything like five hours.
With extent of completion put at more than 50%, officials say the project is executed to meet international best practice.
The population should expect a good roads because these contractors are committed to the work, and that you can see massive movement of vehicles and trucks passing through here now.
The 99-kilometer adjoining road from the Benue State Wing has been completed 3 years ago, waiting for the 74-kilometer stretch on the Nasarawa State axis to be completed before formal inauguration of the multi-billion naira infrastructure that is positively changing the fortunes of millions of Nigerians. In Lafia, Ben Metu, NTA News.
Let's head to Asaba, where all is set for the October target for the completion of work at the second Niger Bridge, with 93% already achieved. Chinyere Okoli, who is monitoring the pace of work at the site, reports that finishing processes are ongoing.
The journey to its actualization started with the creation of the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund in 2018. The PIDF was created to accelerate the execution of certain critical strategic infrastructure projects essential to the rapid growth and modernization of Nigeria's economy. Aside minimizing traffic congestion on the old bridge, which was built in 1965 by Domestic Construction Company, the new one is aimed at strengthening communication in the region and the linkage between northern and southern parts of the country. The project involves the construction of a 1.7-kilometer bridge over the River Niger, construction of 3 secondary bridges at kilometer 25 plus 166 Okwe, Amakon Village Road, kilometer 28 plus 304 Atani Road, spanning 21.7 meters each, and kilometer 34 plus 100 Obosi Road, which have now been completed.
As of July, the progress of work right now, the physical accomplishment is 93%. The work items that have been completed here, you can see the parapets walls, the parapets are in place, the street lightings are in place, the asphalt binder course on the bridge is being laid, and what is outstanding now on this bridge is the wearing course.
They are doing the job very nicely, and they are moving it. And the way they are moving it is so fast. The government is at work, as I see it.
It is heartwarming that the project is ongoing, and it is expected that when completed, it will boost economic activities and open up development from the people of this region, and as well minimize the traffic congestion being experienced at the old bridge. From the second Niger bridge, I'm Chinyere Okoli, NTA News.
Thanks for the update from there, Chinyere. Now, in keeping with its promise of boosting the economy and providing a conducive business environment in the country, the federal government recently concessioned the Onitsha seaport with a formal handing over to the concessionaire, I beg your pardon. This gesture has received several accolades from the business community in the southeast, describing it as a step in the right direction. Omo Batse Edit has the report.
For about 30 years of existence, the Onitsha seaport laid fallow and non-viable. But today, hope is on the way with the recent concessioning and subsequent handover of the seaport by the federal government. With these, some members of the business community are already counting their gains.
Well, I feel so happy. I feel that we are now coming into the system. That we are now, they have given us that sense of belonging. It will impact heavily on us in a positive way.
Money you spend and route to move your goods down to this place, and especially raw materials, makes the cost of production and cost of doing business high. But with this concession now, cost of production and cost of business will likely come down a bit.
Like Oliver Twist, they however say the federal government still needs to do more within the southeast, especially in the area of security and power. Being a commercial hub and host of one of the largest markets in West Africa, the Onitsha seaport would not only boost economic growth in the southeast and its environs, but would also take off a lot of pressure from the road. In Onitsha, Umo Basirit, NTA News.
Time for another breather now. We'll be right back.
Come to the National Center for Women Development, a home away from home. With our beautifully renovated hotel, the center can also boast of a 1,700-seater auditorium for conferences. The edifice has an African, continental, and Arabian restaurants, a daycare creche for nursing mothers. There is also an ICT department for computer training, and also a training department for catering, tailoring, and hairdressing. For more information, please contact the National Center for Women Development, Tafa Balewa Way, opposite the Central Bank of Nigeria's TBN headquarters, Central District Area, Abuja, or telephone 070-511-1163. National Center for Women Development, rebranding, restructuring, and repositioning.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Where stuff makes sense, wait care for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh, no. The bank is sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try of course. Profitable investment. Everything we just a blend. If you don't trust it, go for you. Make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value and improving lives, NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy needs and retain the position as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders. We are NNPC Net.
Glovo is the app that brings you anything you want. Like a better crispy chicken and chilling after work. Or what you need from the supermarket, sharp. Even some diapers to escape real wahala. Download the app, order a Glovo, and we get it.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizol formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
How do you put the extra in ordinary? Well, you take an ordinary task and you put in some extra passion, extra vibe, extra work. And the expertise of your trusted partner, taking the extra steps to birth the extraordinary experience that tomorrow will be. Whoever you are, whatever your dream, you can count on us to walk the long road with you till you achieve it. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire well. Call 01-271-6000. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Are you aware that your perfect family may be under threat by germs? Germs can cause infectious disease. These infectious diseases are amongst the biggest killers of adults and children. Illness-causing germs are everywhere. In unclean bathing water, on your clothes, dirty surfaces, on cuts and wounds. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 capful. In your bathing water, in your laundry, for surface cleaning, for first aid, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure.
Wake up the champion in your child. Give them energy to go further. Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa helps wake up the champion in your child. Milo.
Great to have you back on News Extra. Taj Bank Nigeria Limited is set to establish its presence in every nook and cranny of the country as the Central Bank of Nigeria approves nationwide banking operations for Taj Bank Limited. Bosede Ebo reports that the license is coming after several awards bagged by the bank in the past 2 years of operations in Nigeria.
From north to south, east to west, Taj Bank is deploying cutting-edge technology in the delivery of impressive products and services with a vision to be the preferred choice in non-interest banking operations at the grassroots. The issuance of an enabling license by the Central Bank of Nigeria sets the stage for the exploits.
We started from zero in 2019. But by 2020, we achieved a balance sheet of 50 billion naira. And by close of business in 2021, we achieved a balance sheet of 110 billion naira, which is quite unprecedented in the Nigerian banking environment.
The focus is also to reduce the financial exclusion rate in the country as it targets growing the bank's agency network to 25,000 by 2025.
We believe our story should inspire other Nigerian entrepreneurs to also begin to envision setting up institutions in the non-interest banking space and also in the banking space in general, so that we are able to transform the Nigerian economy.
And this gives us
mileage when we talked about financial inclusion.
Taj Bank management had earlier unveiled plans to launch Nigeria's first private sector sukuk offering under a 100 billion naira program, marking a historic shift from government-dominated sukuk offerings to a fully private sector-oriented offering. In Abuja, Boss said able. NTA News.
In the meantime, the Abdul Samad Rabiu Africa Initiative, ASR Africa, a brainchild of an industrialist, philanthropist and founder of BUA Group, has awarded from its ASR Africa Fund for Social Development and Renewal the sum of $3 million for development initiative in Niger Republic. Let's have the details of the report.
The donation was announced when President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic hosted the chairman of BUA Group and ASR Africa at the State House in Niamey. Samad announced that his private philanthropy, ASR Africa, had selected Niger Republic as a recipient of the 2022 National Development Grant to Social Development and Renewal, channeled towards intervention in the areas of health and education, as identified by the Niger Republic for implementation.
This is a relationship that has existed for a very long time, and I'm really pleased and glad to be here, to come and visit with my brother and others that are here in Niger Republic. We have an excellent relationship, and we are at home here. His Excellency President Bazoum has been a close family friend for many, many years. So it is an honor and privilege, and a privilege for me to be here in Miami and to be received by His Excellency. And I want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency for the warm reception, for the hospitality accorded to us. Thank you so much, His Excellency.
President Bazoum appreciated Abdul Samad Rabiu for the gesture and stressed the importance of Pan-African cooperation in various areas ranging from business, economic empowerment to infrastructural and social development, among others, adding that such partnerships are critical in building and sustaining an economically vibrant and prosperous Africa that will guarantee a brighter future. President Bazoum had hosted a state dinner in honor of Abdul Samad Rabiu, which was attended by the Nigerian Prime Minister and other senior government functionaries. ASR Africa is the brainchild of African industrialist, philanthropist and chairman of BUA Group Abdul Samad Rabiu, which was established in 2021 to provide sustainable impact-based homegrown solutions to developmental issues affecting healthcare, education and social development within Africa.
Thank you so much for that report. Now, oil rises on U.S. inventory drop, Russian gas cuts as investors lose 136.8 billion naira in the stock market. And Musa Abubakar brings us up to speed with details on business news.
Thank you, Fatih. Let's begin with energy. Oil rose by $2 a barrel on Wednesday as a report of lower inventories in the United States and cuts in Russian gas flows to Europe offset concern about weaker demand and a looming U.S. interest rate hike. Brent crude settled 2.13% higher at $106.62. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude ended the day 2.4% higher at $97.26 per barrel. And now to capital market trading on the Nigerian stock market depreciated further this Wednesday, and a third straight day of losses this Wednesday. The NGX all-share index depreciated 0.50% at 50,188.55 basis point, with market capitalization falling to 27.064 trillion naira. 829.5 million shares were traded on the floor of the exchange in 4,977 deals, valued at 4.105 billion naira. Intelligence, Transcope and Guarantee Trust Company led activities in terms of trade and in terms of volume and value. Well, that's business news. Fatima.
It's back to me, Musa. Thank you so much for the business package. Now, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has warned wealthy individuals against providing false information on their income tax returns. The minister gave the warning at a one-day tax seminar put together by the FCT Internal Revenue Service in Abuja. Onitsha Yakubu tells us all about it.
Seminar with the team Reviving the Tax Culture of Filing Tax Returns was organized by the FCT Internal Revenue Service. FCT Minister, represented by the Secretary for Economic Planning, Revenue Generation and Public-Private Partnership, Lukman Agbola, expressed concern that only 10% of registered residents of the FCT contribute to the maintenance and development of the territory through payment of their taxes.
This will eat into many possible surplus funds that can be deployed into the provision of infrastructural and social facilities to meet the increasing needs of our growing population.
It is our moral and civic duty to file our returns. Listen, not only filing, we should be drivers and agents of positive change to file our tax returns with utmost transparency.
Acting Chairman FCT Internal Revenue Service Haruna Abdullahi disclosed that the service can provide a steady annual tax income of 300 to 400 billion naira, where there is an improved tax filing compliance by the residents.
This year, we intend to increase our collection to 100 billion naira and in a good state to recover some unremitted taxes and levies, taking us to a targeted collection of 200 billion.
He, however, emphasized the importance of surviving the culture of filing tax returns in the FCT. Onitsha Yakubu, NTA News.
Gombe State is in the fore among states of the Federation to commence implementation of the water supply scheme of the federal government. Correspondent Emmanuel Akila reports that the state has paid mobilization funds and handover of project sites to the contractor to commence work.
Gombe State Ministry of Water Resources hands over the sites for the rehabilitation, expansion, and upgrade of the Gombe Regional Water Supply Scheme to the firm that will execute the project for the state.
Summary of the project contents include but not limited to the following. 1. Construction of 3 number booster stations with hybrid power sources at Special Development Zone, Tumfure, and around NTA that will supply water to the International Conference Center.
It is a collaborative urban water supply project between Gombe State and the federal government. Gombe State is not leaving anything concerning quality and timely execution of water supply to the people to chance. Hence the visit by the State Ministry of Water Resources to the facility for where material for the project would come.
When you get the kind of pipes, the right pipes to use in any water project, you are 50% successful on the project already. So what we are doing today is to inspect and see, are they producing up to standard? If yes, then they are good for Gombe.
The project implementation unit of the State Ministry of Water Resources now has the task of ensuring strict compliance to the contractual agreement. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Meanwhile, leaders must meet the demand for integrity, patriotism, and be result-oriented in the discharge of their responsibilities to Nigerians. This came to the fore at the induction of chief executive officers, chairmen, and members of governing boards of federal parastatals and commissions in Abuja. Adebola Brooksling reports.
These are heads of ministries, agencies, and parastatals of federal establishments recently appointed. Here, they are undergoing a special induction program, which is to further equip them for the task ahead, especially their roles in their organization to prevent clash of interests between them and their subordinates. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, represented, are of the view that the induction is coming at a time that the nation is striving to overcome its economic and social challenges.
The minister exercises control at parastatals at policy level through the board of the parastatals only. The board must only operate as a part-time board in accordance with extant rules. The national development aspirations of our country are very well captured in the 2021 to 2025 National Development Plan, which is a product of a bottom-up approach in formulation with a very clear and coherent implementation strategy.
The induction is an initiative of the Bureau of Public Service Reform in collaboration with a German political and non-governmental organization, Conrad.
With better institutions comes better service delivery, which at the end, every Nigerian will benefit from.
What we are trying to achieve is to make sure that they understand why they are appointed by government, which is to support the president and government to deliver on their campaign promises.
The induction ceremony is the 9th in the series. Adebola Brookslyn, NTA News.
As political parties strategize ahead of 2023 general elections, women inclusion in governance takes center stage. Details after this time out.
Time, an idea was born. It grew into one institution with a master plan. Since 1989, IBTC has evolved to become Stanbic IBTC, setting the base as one of the first holding companies in Nigeria. Over the years, we've expanded beyond banking to owning formidable business subsidiaries across 10 industries, all backed up with AAA Fitch rating. With over 4,000 employees, our presence across the country is further strengthened by our efficient network of digital channels. Our dedication to the Nigerian dream has granted us recognition 44 times by 18 awarding bodies in 6 sectors. We are proud to be champions of exponential trade finance through our partnership with the largest bank in the world, facilitated across 22 sectors. Nigeria is our home, and we are committed to driving her growth. So whatever your dream is, we believe it can be.
Now wetin happen? You know chop? I no dey feel well at all. I just think the malaria dey worry me. And I don't tell Taylor may he meet me for here.
You supposed to go hospital make you go do test now.
Now waste of time, Jerry. Mama Faith, I beg no vex, so I no waste your time. You go stand up, make I take your measurement.
Measurements? If you just look the person, you go sew the cloth where you go fit am well.
Now who they do that kind of one?
Now people where don't conclude say they get malaria where they never do test.
I don't hear. Sense, Mama. I receive sense, so I go do am correct now. Natelo, quick come measure me. Make I quick go do my malaria test.
Fever na sign of plenty different diseases them, plus including malaria. When you quick do test and na malaria, then go give you correct medicine. Stop the waste your money on top wetin no dey worry you, and make you finish all the medicine where they give you pata. Now Federal Ministry of Health and American people them bring una this message.
ITM, developing the nation's human resource.
Music is fuel that fires up our souls. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story. And the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
It's a primordial energy that can only have come from Africa.
Man has always wanted a unique, rich herbal extract made for the capable man. And when found, one wonders what makes it special. First, take a look at the cap, then the bottle. Glamorously endowed with a new label in an elegant shape, it stands out as the bitters with class. And because you love to share with friends, so you ask for a bottle of confirmed bitters. That is why they call it Mr. Capable. Confirmed bitters, now in a bold new look of 75 cl and 37.5 cl bottles for your enjoyment. The taste remains the same. Mr. Capable. Confirmed bitters. Truly herbal.
Thanks for staying. The Nigerian Law School has continued its rich tradition of providing training for those desirous of becoming members of the legal profession, as it marks the call to bar of 1,490 new legal practitioners. Olabode reports that the event, which took place at the Body of Benches Meeting Hall in Abuja, provided opportunity to remind the new wigs to always abide by the lawyer's code of ethics.
This solemn procession by the Body of Benchers marked the commencement of the call to bar ceremony of the aspirants who were successful in the May 2022 bar final examination. They are among the 1,490 new wigs being ushered into the legal profession, having been found fit and proper during their stay in the Nigerian Law School. They join about 106,000 legal practitioners already practicing in the country.
I am a legal practitioner today. I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy.
It has been demanding, and of course, here we are. It has been worth it.
I use my certificate to serve humanity, to serve the less privileged ones.
Having been called to the largest bar on the continent of Africa, the chairman Body of Benchers, Wole Olanipekun SAN, admonished them to always observe the rules of professional conduct and learn from mentors.
The Body of Benchers has now set up a regulations committee empowered to make regulations for the decent practice of law in Nigeria. Lawyers will be required to sign and file certain forms and documents indicating compliance with the regulations before filing any originating process at trial courts.
It was not all about speeches, however, as their friends and relatives congratulated them. The call to bar ceremonies are held annually in consonance with Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Legal Practitioners Act as a prerequisite for entry into the legal profession. In Abuja, Olabode, NTA News.
We wish them all the best. Stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress say they are developing strategies that will add value to the pre-election processes and enable them approach the 2023 general elections as a united family. A forum to promote harmony and share ideas in this regard has been reactivated in Abuja. Salihu Gonara has that.
Then we presented
about 2 months to the commencement of political campaigns ahead of 2023 general elections, candidates and their supporters are not taking chances in the task of mobilizing key actors. Drawn from different walks of life, these supporters of the APC express the resolve to mobilize and add value to the party's agenda ahead of the 2023 general elections and beyond.
This organization is hoping within the next 1 month to start an experimental digital skills.
Join the queue. Cast your vote secretly. Thumbprint correctly. Do not waste your vote. Do not sell your vote. Secure your future. If you sell your vote, you have sold good roads, electricity, water, education, good health care, etc. Be part of nation building. Cast your vote for honest candidates. Shun electoral violence. You could lose your life for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Let's now take a look at the weather update for tomorrow, Thursday.
The weather forecast. An overnight weather system that is likely to linger into early morning is expected to give thunderstorms over parts of Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi. Intermittent rain showers are expected over parts of Plateau, FCT, and Niger. The inland cities of the south is expected to be predominantly cloudy during the morning hours, but we are likely to see rain showers over parts of Ebonyi and Anambra, including the coastal cities. This rains over the coast is expected to continue into evening hours, extending to the inland cities of the south, while intermittent rains is expected over the central cities. And to the north, there are prospects of thunderstorms over parts of Borno, Yobe, Gombe, Bauchi, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and Katsina. I'm Sefia Sainusa. Thank you for watching.
Well, the weather package concludes News Extra for tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Well, that's it. I'll say good night for now. Bye.